Okay, we're almost ready to start. Don't hesitate to share in the comments who's already there, what you're most excited about, if you can hear me well, any problems with the stream. It's been a few weeks or even months since we do a live stream, so I'm keen to hear your thoughts, see if you want to do more of these. Less than 1 minute and we're gonna start. I see a few people are already there. Don't know who. Ah, I see Anthony. Hello, can you hear me well? How are you doing? Hello, Wojtek. Good to see you. Are you also playing Season 4 on the side? Are you still at work? What's happening with you all? Tonight, the plan is to start with the new scenario. Okay, and we are live. So as you can see, scenario Season 4 has been enabled. It took actually a while. I had to contact Ubisoft on the Discord community because it wasn't showing on my side. Maybe you're having similar problems, so don't hesitate to tell them. But now it is. I can see Seed of Change that is enabled. Of course, Empire of the Skies and New World Riding will come later on. And yes, Bono, oh Bono, it's been a while. Really good to see you. And indeed, we are live. Definitely live. I just got access to it at the same time as all of you. I have seen a couple of things. I've also made a few videos in the last few days. If you haven't seen them on the channel, don't hesitate to look later, in particular about Seeds of Change. But today, actually, I want to start first with the scenario. The scenario, you can access them here as always. It's on your main game, but now it loads a new map. You have sort of a map where you can still see the old one, Eden Burning, which I have a lot of videos on my channel about this one. If you haven't finished it yet, don't hesitate to check that out. But we also have a new one, Season of Silver. And I see this picture. Oh, this picture took a bit of time on my side here to update. I don't know for you all. But yeah, Season of Silvers, you actually do need to have Season 4. You need to have the DLC. You don't get Seasons of Silver scenario for free. But yeah, we're going to play it. This is we're playing Vasco Oliveira, who's who's very linked to the Capture quest. That we got in season, what was it, season 2 or season 1? I don't remember, it's been so long. But yeah, we can start this scenario. What is interesting, as you can see, as always, we have the continue scenario begin and we have this reset button here. And we can read it because the Hacienda will begin in ruins, quest rewards ship will be gone, and harbor on other islands will be removed. So this is a big difference. And thanks, Bono, for the congratulations on the 1K sub. I am definitely super excited and really thank to all of you that have been there since the start of the channel or very recently. It's really cool that we're making progress, that we're seeing a lot of people coming to the channel. I've actually activated Super Chat for the first time on this stream. I don't fully know it works, to be honest, but if you want to use it, happy to test it all together. But yeah, as I was saying, there is definitely a reset element, which means that if you finish the scenario, if you play the scenario and you lose, you will actually still have a few things when you restart. You won't restart from scratch. And this is what was described here. Basically, the Hacienda won't be in ruin if you have already rebuilt it. You may get more ships than just the first one that you get, and also harbors on the other island will still be there. So basically, if you colonize the other islands, when you restart, you will still have that. But yeah, let's dive into it. The goal is first to discover a lot of the functionalities with you all, and then let's try to get the gold medal together. It'll be fun if we can get it live all together. So let's try it. Of course, don't hesitate to post also questions, comments, thoughts in the chat. It can be about the scenario. It can be also about DLC number 10, because I think I know pretty much everything there is to know about it. And also, about anything else on the channel, the other playthrough that we're doing. I've actually made a lot of progress recently on my min-maxing series, where we're trying to get as many skyscrapers investors as possible, but without Dockland. That's the very important thing. With Docklands, I don't like it. It's too easy. There is a bit of a story. I won't bother you with it here. But one interesting thing that you may have missed is here at the bottom. You have actually 7 tips. Let's read them together. The first one is that there is no items. There's no items at all in this scenario. That's going to be a difference. Then the second is that, contrary to M-Besa, or contrary, let's say, to the old world, it's not as if you can just put a farm and it will work. The soil is actually too dry, so you need to irrigate it a bit like M-Besa. But contrary to M-Besa, it doesn't use rivers. You use actually some basins. Then, it's going too fast. I haven't had time to show you them all. Number 3 is that there's going to be seasonal events. This is definitely the big thing, the huge thing, is we won't, you have a dry season and a rain season, and during the rain season it rains a lot, and that's going to have a lot of impact. And similarly, during the dry season, it doesn't rain at all, and that's also going to have a lot of impact. So we're going to have fun with that. Then the next one is that each of those seasons are actually different effects. So we'll have to be careful about that. If we don't know those effects, I don't know if they're random or not, but at least I know they change from time to time. So we'll have to be careful about that in our planning. Then, we will have to deliver, and that's what you see here in the objectives. You will need to do a number of deliveries of silver and then silver coins and all of this, but when you fail a delivery, it's not the end. Usually they ask, can you give me more next time, or those type of things. So, but of course, if we fail to deliver, then we won't get all of those medals, and in particular the gold one. Then number 6 is that there's also 2 other islands on top of the one where we start. And then lastly, there are some ruins that can be removed, other require workforce to remove, and other can be renovated. Anyway, let's dive right in. Last thing to do so before we do is let's look here. You can see the gold medal, what we need to do. We need to complete the final delivery, all the other deliveries, but we'll also need to have 300 tons of silver coins in storage at the end. So that's quite a lot. And what do you get? Well, you actually get not actual ships. You just get skins for your ships, which for beauty builders is a great thing. For me, as I consider myself more kind of a gameplay player than a beauty builder. I think this is less interesting, but still, this is quite good. Okay, as I said, don't hesitate if you have any questions, thoughts, love to hear about it. Let's dive right in. There is a bit of a story here. is a dissident. I've reduced a bit the quality of the game just to make sure that the stream is fine. I hope it is fine on your side. It's a bit like Machu Picchu in terms of name. Yes, I've taken out the sound of the cinematic. Sorry about that. It is actually even new music. I can add it back. Give me a second.
Governor and geologist, every miner and missionary, all of them lost.
I've put the sound back. Tell me if it's too high, too low.
But I shall overcome. I shall take the mountain's bounty, reclaim my honor, and I shall see my home again.
Okay, and we can now start. As you can see, you do have a ship when you start, which has a bit of resources. So that's always good to help start, because right now we have nothing. In this first try, obviously, we're not going to be able to get the goal. It's a bit more just to discover the game. As I said, a big thing is here in the corner, you can see the season. Right now, it is the summer or dry season, if you prefer. It will still last for about 30 minutes, and there's only 2 effects for now, but later on we'll have more and more effects as far as I understand. The first one is that our lumberjack huts and charcoal clean will work a bit better, 15% productivity, and then all agricultural will be all plus 10%. That's pretty good. We have a lot of those ruins here. This is a basin where we're gonna have water. This is our hacienda. It's not exactly the same hacienda as we're getting in DLC 10, but pretty much similar. And you can see here it is green. This is the only place where you can create farms for now. This is where the farms will work. Everywhere else they won't work. Of course, the basin will enable us to increase that. And then here we have some of the silver ore deposits, like mines. We can check we actually have 5 on this island. You can click here to go through them. The island is actually quite big. You know, if you take a look like this, you can see there's quite some space. So that's gonna be interesting to cover where do you put what. On top of that, we also have some clay deposit. 3, they are quite spread apart. And we also have some oil. Oil though is a bit different. We won't see it right away, but basically, you know, there's no oil harbor and things like this, so it's a bit simpler. You know, they guide us on how to start, things like let's start by building a few journal arrows, also by cleaning a bit the world, and then later on somebody will come and tell us you need to deliver stuff. We have a bit of time before that, but not that much. You know, it's one of those things where you're always rushing for time, of course. Let's take a quick look also at the other 2 islands if you haven't seen them before. This is the second one that also has 3 silver deposits, but more importantly has a lot of different fertilities, which we don't have on our main island. You know, we only have 4 of these here and very different ones here. So it's gonna be basically mandatory / critical to colonize this island if we want to provide everything to all of our people. And then this is the last one, which is also super interesting because there's only 1 fertility. So it's a bit the opposite. On this island, you can't really build a lot of productions chains, but you do have a lot of resources, including even more silver ore, which I'm sure is gonna come in handy in the future. There's a bunch of other islands, but I think nothing. You know, I don't think there's any quest. Maybe we can send our ship later to see, but yeah, I don't see any quests. Oh, is there a boat here? I mean, if you guys have seen anybody find... Oh, that's an interesting one. I mean, this game, even in low quality, I think I've put medium quality so far. This is still so pretty. I love this game. I mean, if you're here, I'm pretty sure you also like this game. But yeah, don't hesitate to tell me what you like most about Anno. Are you also starting directly this scenario or just playing first with the new DLC? In the meantime, I think let's just get started. You know, we have a lot of elements here. Some of them we have to completely destroy. Some of them, like this one, we could rebuild if we had resources. This one will also be able to rebuild, but we need a lot of bricks, which we don't have. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're actually going to demolish using D some of those ruins for now. Need to be careful, our limit is 75. Corbinian, thank you for the question. I have on my channel, you can find exactly what my computer is. I can show you later too. I don't know by heart exactly what it is, but I don't have an amazing computer, to be honest. Anyway, you know, 50, so a few more to get to 70. And then we can, oh, that was too much. Then we can start. The idea is we're gonna have the Hacienda here. So we probably will want to put a lot of Hacienda population on that side, or maybe farms. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna build my main city a bit further away. So let's press S for road. Maybe actually let's go this way. We're gonna build over here. Interesting, this is a lumberjack hut. Not too sure about the trees, if they are being replanted, probably. Let's focus first on a bit of a city. Of course, we have the marketplace. We have our generals for now, not much more. So let's get started. Yes, this is a bit annoying here. That's fine. H for houses. Put a simple block. And obviously this is not so much about beauty building, this is a lot more about being quick, being efficient, which we aren't really at this point, right? We're being more discovery mode. Actually, that was very dumb what I did here, because this guy now is not gonna be able to have a road. Sorry. I had a long day, I'm a bit tired. Don't hesitate to also share in the comments, you know, how you're feeling. How's life for you these days? Always keen to hear from my viewers what's happening. Okay, so we have a small city that's starting, and you can see different resources. Actually not the same as the typical one, because we need tortillas already for our jornaleros, and we're gonna need rum at 200. So we're not there yet. You can also see this is 3 jornaleros. Here we're gonna have ponchos instead of being a basic need, they are happiness need, and then the chapel. What I can see right away is that we actually, you know, probably can have a lot more population. What I do want to do is start a lot more lumberjack huts. You can see how it doesn't seem that, let's see. Yeah, we probably can put quite a few. I'm sure somebody's gonna min-max that quite soon. I haven't we looked at it yet to see how many we can fit in small corners, but let's do something like this. Up. That seems pretty good. And then we can put them on that side, put them just outside of the radius. And we're back into negative population, but that's fine. Let's start planting more. Up. And we can do on that side too. Still have some wood. That's a good thing, is they are not costing a lot of wood. So we can build. Okay. No, that's not great. I lost a bit of percentage here. Don't need that road. Don't hesitate to share also in comments or in the chat if there's any problem with the sound, the music too high, too low. I don't have a big team of behind me, you know, I'm all alone. So just trying to manage that while showing you this gameplay. Okay, so that is increasing, and I didn't even check actually, sorry. Is that 15 seconds? 15 seconds. Okay, so that's good. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so that helps. One thing we could do, I mean, we have a lot more wood actually there. We need to build a lot quicker. I'm taking too long. We need some wood here. Let me just rebuild this, because I think we definitely need a lot of basins. Not too sure yet where to put them, to be honest. I think the Hacienda is here and it's gonna grow. This ranch should grow with our population. We have all of this here, so it'd be good to probably send some water over here, maybe send some water over there too. Yeah, so I definitely want to delete all of this. Should we start also providing tortillas? So tortillas is gonna be corn farm, but instead of beef, goat farm. On the goat farm, you can put them on fertile soil to increase their productivity, but you don't have to. And given that it's only 10 jornaleros, for now I'm thinking we won't do it. We'll put them a bit random places, and we'll keep green pastures for the corn farm. I also want to rebuild the Hacienda quickly as possible. Let me just focus on that for now. I don't know if any one of you has watched a lot on Twitch of people with early access to see what's great to do, but I like to also just discover for myself. I think that's part of the game and part of what makes it great. Okay, so now we have the Hacienda that is connected. The Hacienda is a new building, as I said, from DLC 10. It is a warehouse, even if you don't see how many ramps it has. It also has policies, which is pretty interesting. You know, ooh, minus 20 of happiness. That is crazy. For reduced need of only 25%. Well, I'm not... So these are different from DLC 10. In DLC 10, you'll get 5 policies, and they're not like this one. This seems a bit more interesting. More coffee, more tortillas, more fish stew. Now they consume less of coffee, tortillas, and fish stew, but more of rum and schnapps, which I'm not giving right now. So that's probably a good trade-off. And lastly, this one also gives some good happiness, reduces illness and riots. That's interesting, but increasing the coffee production. For now, again, we're not giving coffee at all. Those two are pretty interesting at the beginning, at least. Let's go for one of these. I'm also going to build a mine. Oh, I can't yet. Soon. Let me just build a few more houses if I can. Because, you know, the quicker we can have a bit of silver in the bank, the better for later, I'm guessing. But yeah, we should start this now. So in the other thing I forgot, where is it? Here. We have modules now. So jornaleros, obreros, and storeroom farms for corn, sugarcane, and potato. And then some brewery for the rum and the schnapps. So definitely we're gonna start with that. You need the building to be in that radius, but you don't need the modules of the farm to be in that radius. So, for example, it's fine to put it here. And we'll probably have to improve that later, but for now, let's start here. It's a bit like a multi-factory because you choose which one to put. We need some corn for now. And it's 100, so it's a bit different again from the DLC number 10. I always hate that you can, you know, it doesn't block me from putting only in the green. This is annoying. Wish that would work like this. Yeah, this one. So for those of you who are discovering this new scenario now, what are your thoughts? Does it seem interesting? Are you going to play it as soon as you can, or not at all? Let's go directly with... Oh, so that's the normal corn farm. You can see, you know, it is smaller, and we can see how many modules, 168 versus this one is only 100. That's pretty interesting. There's no tractors or things like this for now, it seems. Even if I know we can do some oil later. I didn't put at all those things. Maybe it'd be good to do it. Ooh, and we are losing money. Let me just focus on that first. There's always too many things, plus I'm trying to also explain. So we're gonna want to keep this probably outside of the radius. Let's see, so this is 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds. So we can have one for 2 of these. But is it the same for this one actually? Processing time 1 minute, yes. We actually will need a lot of farms, if I'm not mistaken. Put a second one here. Crop selection. Corn. Yeah, corn. Are you in this one, Corbinian? The liquid, no, it says affect all residences on island. So I think it affects this one too, you know, they're also in green. We can check, yeah, it affects them all too. Is that what you were saying, or you were talking about something else? Maybe I misunderstood your question or your point, sorry. Okay, so we now have a second farm, and again the Hacienda is the warehouse, so those two can deliver there. They should also be in range here, so they can deliver directly here. That's something great. And then this one can deliver here, even if you see this is a bit piling already. So let's put another one like this. Okay, and we're gonna need also some goat farms, actually 2. I mean, let's put in this corner. Yeah, the Hacienda, I mean, everything is a bit different between, you know, DLC 10 and the scenario. They use the same assets. They use, you know, things, a few things are similar, but some things are also different. So you do have to be careful about that. And that's not gonna be enough. This corner here. Again, we'll probably be able to find some good ways to min-max this. I'm leaving some space here for the silo. One thing interesting about the silo, which I think is also in DLC 10 from what I understood, is you can now put the silos everywhere in the range. They don't have to be next to it. That's pretty interesting. I still think, you know, it's usually good to put it next to it. But anyway, okay, let's do this. And we're gonna need a second one. Let's put it just, actually let's just copy, paste. If we can, not great, maybe over here. Put it there. Okay. And what do the silos, oh, they need corn too. So we're gonna need another corn. No, that's not the one I want. This one. That's gonna be annoying me. Can we put it here? Let's see. No, you can't drag it and put it in your places here. That's a bit an annoying one. Okay, so, and as you can see, time is flying. We're already soon gonna be in the other one. Can I build another? Where are the basins? Water, yeah. I need resources, but I'd love to build another one before the rain season, so that we can have, you know, more water next time. This is a sort of monument. You start directly at phase 2 out of 2, but it does take 15 minutes and some population. workforce to be precise. This is, I mean, we are gonna be too late. Hopefully this will still fill during the wet season, so that should be okay. Okay, I'm also cleaning all of this, and as you can see now we've used all of the resources we start with. So we also need to start producing bricks, because otherwise we're gonna be in trouble. 30 jornaleros. We're not providing tortillas yet because of the goats. Is it not starting? This is a 1 minute. Yeah, that's all good. Anyway, for those of you who are just joining now, we're playing season 4, the new scenarios, sort of just for now mainly discovering all of the functionalities, so don't hesitate to also ask questions. This will pick up here, so that's fine, because remember this is a monument that needs resources. It needs, you know, 60 timber and 30 bricks, so that needs a warehouse. So it's a good thing that once again the Hacienda is a warehouse. Okay, let's put another corn. Put it there. Oh, sorry, let me just try something actually. Okay, so when you copy an Hacienda farm, it comes directly with the same resource selected. So that's a small time saver if you wish. Okay. I definitely didn't optimize this at all because there's still a lot of space here. Hopefully this radius will increase. As you can see, it says radius will increase when 400 population. That we'll be able to put more farms over there, and we can also probably just optimize that a bit later when we have resources. These two should be working now. That's fine. We can still continue to increase a bit of population with the wood that we have. Oh, and we have to be careful because actually, you know, relocating I think costs money. Yeah, 15 for example to relocate this wood, but destroying and also costs money. That you know, you also have to think hard. You may want to use the blueprint mode. Maybe that's what we'll do in the next iteration. And let's see also a bit how much this whole island or this whole thing is costing us. So this requires only 1 tortillas or 1.5 it seems, because we're producing 2 here. That's pretty good, and it's when this is a nice size already, but we're gonna need a lot more than that, because if you look at the silver coins, you need 600 obreros, not jornaleros, obreros, to even unlock it. I'm not saying we're only gonna need 600. I'm saying we're gonna need 600 just to unlock it. So definitely, you know, we're gonna need a lot of this. We're still in negative, so I'd love to improve that. Obviously, this will give us a bit of money, so that should help. But let's also look here. We have the ponchos and we have the chapel. The chapel is just 1 building, so that's definitely something good to do. Maybe I'll put it here right in the middle. Let's move this house over here and make the chapel. So far, I haven't built any services. But we did build this. Now we have a bit of stock, and so you can put the brick factory right here. That should be enough to have 3 buildings. These ones are 1 minute. This one is also 1 minute. You know, of course, always important to check, because again, this is different from base game. So this one here is 30. This one is actually not different, but you know, we've seen definitely differences before. So check that out. You can have 2 of this brick factory per clay pit. There's 3 clay pits on the island, and if you know, if the past is in any indication, we should have built even more lumberjack huts. We should have tried to create those brick factories as early as we could. but we're learning here. You can see we can produce cell. Oh, wait. We can produce cell, but we're gonna need linseed, which we don't have here. So actually, you can't get your second ship until you get to this island here. So really important to get to that one soon. But yeah, at least we have something sort of working. You know, this is going to take definitely more time. You definitely, I think, want to start with a lot of lumberjacket, a lot more than what we have right now at the beginning, because also you start in summer with the split plus 15%. That's an interesting one, versus maybe, you know, during the wet season, during the rain season, you focus on your bricks, potentially. This one, we're gonna need more of everything, okay. There hasn't been any quest in terms of people. This guy is Cousin Vincente. Let's continue to expand a bit over here. For now, also we can use this, even if I'll probably put farms later on over here. One more. Okay, so increase a bit that production. Put another warehouse over here. We have population. Maybe good to also try to get over here. Another clay pit. Okay. Now this will deliver here, and then these two will deliver there. This is nicely integrated layout. So you don't have to have too many warehouses, doesn't take too long to transport, those type of things. Okay, so yeah, we're starting to learn a bit about the game. Let's look at the other productions. So this one, the poncho, again, you need linseed. So we're gonna need to be in the second island before we can do that. Which means really important to put your chapel, for sure. We are in positive now, so it's not the end of the world, but still we know we won't be able to give that anytime soon. On the other hand, maybe we could give jornaleros rum, because that's 8 race and 2 jornaleros, and that will enable us to start the obreros, of course. So let's look at this. This is wood and sugarcane. Can go into the rum distillery. This one is 30 seconds, 30, 15. And remember, you can also build here in the Hacienda, this brewery. It doesn't say if it's 1 minute or not, or 30 seconds. We have here, oh, it is at 0. It feels like there's water here, guys. Can't be 0, it says. Or is it because I haven't built them? Sorry, my bad. Let's see that. Basically, I'd love to cover a bit this over here. But yeah, so for now, okay, that's working. Sorry, my bad. The minimum you can have is 10. Now, during the rain season, this will fill and we'll be able to have more. But for now, this is just 10. That we can still build them, we can prepare, you know, for the future. For example, do something like this. And again, we'll have to min-max that a bit later, so we can prepare for it a bit. Now, because this is in the Hacienda range, you know, we need to also be smart on where we put our farms. We can, of course, move all of this later on. I'm going to start one here, where I want to start the ooh, what did I do? That's the brewery. That's not the one I wanted. That's okay, we can check it. So it requires the same thing, but what I want to check if 30 seconds. So exactly the same. Okay, So we have the monsoon or the rain season starting, a few more elements, and it's only 20 minutes this time, not 30. We have a chance of fire that is reduced, which is good because I don't have any fire stations. We have the cyanide leacher and oxidation pools that are minus 100%. So basically they stop working at all. So this is one of those resources where you want to have a lot of them during the dry season, then pause them during the monsoon season and do something else during the monsoon. Similarly, the mines are at 50%. So you really need to calculate if it makes sense to have them running at all, or if you focus just on food, for example. And the fisheries are minus 20%, which we don't even have fisheries for now, unless I'm mistaken. So yeah, maybe later we'll get it. Anyway, the good thing though is that this, as you can see, started to increase. This is at 13. I think it will continue to increase. This one is not built yet. That's a bit annoying, and that's why you actually want to probably build those ones as quickly as possible the first time. But yeah, this is the monsoon, and also you can see some visual effects. I mean, of course it is raining, but also this river here is growing. Is there anything else? This is maybe more green than usual. Who knows? So that's a big thing. And as I said, each time the summer and the monsoon will come also with slightly different effects, more or less effects. So it's not like you can just predict everything. And we'll have to be careful about that. Let's put one more wood here. Yep. For this, actually we just need one for 2 of these, and we'll need sugarcane. And that's what I wanted here. Again, don't hesitate to tell me in below if you have any questions, thoughts. Oh, we need 5 bricks, and we don't have them. We can already put this if we want. I mean, basically, I think the idea is, I'm gonna do something like this, and hopefully, slowly but surely, it's gonna start to get irrigated. Again, I obviously need to min-max that a bit better, but this is my first time trying it, like maybe many of you. I don't know if you're playing on the side, don't hesitate to share. Those brick factories are taking forever. Let's push the productivity. That will decrease a bit happiness by 9, but I think we can definitely afford that. Let's look here. Yeah, we're at plus 23. So, we could increase the productivity of many things. We have a lot of wood now, and I think it's been going on for some time, so that's my bad. You can use your ship to keep some. To create a new island, we're gonna need some resources. Let's go check how much. This basin is still not finished. This is quite annoying. I think it's because I'm missing nothing now, so it's just time. Okay, that will hopefully not take too much longer. This is slowly increasing. We're now at 19. This is nicely green over here, but not so much over there yet. Alright, maybe if I do this, we go quicker that side. Perfect. Because the truth is right now I want to put here. Hello, Ain't No Meaning, great to see you. This is actually the scenario. This is not, the base game. This is a scenario. So yes, the scenario, you do start it completely from scratch. I haven't started a completely new map today on the base game. I think maybe tomorrow or the day after, if you guys are keen, we can do another stream where we look at DLC number 10, and I can show you everything we can do about this in my main current save, where, for example, in the new world, we're going to see indeed a bit of that's going to help, let's say, for example, to make coffee or things like this if you're not using Dockland. So anyway, this is slowly growing. We now have, I mean, on wood, I'm definitely good. And, you know, we should have increased by a lot already. Just want to look a bit how much it cost and write it down. Okay, so we're talking about 12,000. That's quite a bit of money. Talking about 10 timber and 20 bricks. How are you doing otherwise? Ain't no meaning. All good. Have you also bought it? Are you ready to play it? And then, so this should start. No, this hasn't started yet. I want to get to Obreros to show you that. And then we'll probably restart and try to get the gold medal for real. Yeah, no, I mean, I just got access to it like you and no meaning today. So this is definitely me starting it live. I started it at the beginning of the stream. How long it's been? A bit more like 40 minutes or so ago. And we didn't go fast, you know, we're just discovering it so that we can play a bit, we can plan a bit, sorry, what we're gonna do. But so far, I mean, I like that, you know, it's some functionalities we know, but also a bit different. And also I've heard from people that it is actually quite hard to manage it. One interesting element is, I don't know, like if I feel like it's been long and they haven't, we haven't had our first delivery yet. And I'm wondering if it's because I still haven't built the first silver mine and sort of, you know, they only start asking you for things when you have built a silver mine. So there could be a bit of a cheat where you just focus on your city first and then when you're ready, you start building mines, but who knows? Maybe I'm just wrong and they're going to start asking us for stuff now. Okay, this is finished. You definitely want to build it so that it can start increasing for the 12 minutes left. And, you know, we can start also placing some of those canals. There's only, let's check actually. Yeah, there's only one exit of the basin. So, you know, doing this is not gonna work. So that's also why you want to be a bit careful. Maybe, you know, we can move the basin somewhere a bit more like this. Or like this, depending on what you want to do. Ooh, no, that's not good. When you move a basin, it reverts to its capacity of 10. So you definitely want to do that before the monsoon, not at the end of the monsoon. So let's cancel it. This is increasing. Yeah, we can do something like this maybe. Let's see, I want to cover like this. I'm not going to go all the way. Perfect. Okay, and this should still be in range. You see our range is now at 45 and it will continue to increase when we get 800 population. We are now at 655. So you can definitely, you know, we have to be smarter on where to put this hacienda. Because here there's a lot of lost space. Having the hacienda needs to go here now. What do you guys think? Because this is a lot of space. You know, if you put the hacienda somewhere here, yes, you have this mountain, but you can still use a lot of space, I think. That seems like a pretty good. So let's see how much that costs to move it. Okay, it's costing a lot of money, 13,000, but it's not costing any resources. So it's probably something we want to do. Look at this range. Let me think about it for a second. Because if we put it here, what's interesting is you can also put a lot of farms there and still use all of this space if you have basins. Of course, we're gonna need basins everywhere anyway. We could also start putting population in this. Yeah, it's a good comment. I'm sorry, I'm probably completely butchering your name. I'll say Kawi. Um, but yeah, you're right that we're gonna lose this space here, where we could still put normal farms, but not Hacienda farms. And meaning we start with 75,000. So 13,000 is obviously a lot, but it's not crazy. You know, we have money, we never got to zero. I'm thinking this is a good idea to put it here. Aji. Sorry about that. Because we can still put normal farms, you know, especially at the beginning, we can just have a few normal farms. It's the same number of jornaleros, right? No, there's actually less jornaleros. This one is 15. This was only 10 jornaleros. So yeah, I'm thinking that, and then to move these ones, this is also just money. It's not resources, 5,000. But we do need to do it before the monsoon starts, because when the monsoon starts, we want this to fill. And I think it can go even higher. You see, it's still going higher. I think that has a lot of potential for the future. Yeah, and maybe what we do is that at the beginning we put also population there. Let's just check how different the Hacienda population is from the normal one. Okay, so the Journalers Quarter, they are 4x4 instead of 3x3, so they do take a bit more space. They have this, they have the same need here, just a bit more money, and they have 20 instead of 10, right? Yes, this is 10. This one will be 20. It will require some schnapps and hot sauce to get to obreros, though, which we won't be able to do, I think, because we can't. We don't have those production here. So we'll have to have a few of these just to get to obreros. But I think, yeah, and tell me in the chat. I'm keen to hear your thoughts, but I think that seems like a good idea. We can restart, can put the Hacienda somewhere over here, put a lot of jornaleros around it, can put just a few of those basic jornaleros to get to obreros. We can fill this whole space with lumberjack huts, quickly start all 3 clay productions. Oh, the bridge. Oh, you're right, Aji. The bridge. That is something. Okay, the bridge is going to cost, yeah, it's not crazy. 20 timber and only 1,000 cost. The 20 timber is something, but it's not crazy, because we do start with a lot of wood. There is a lot of ruins. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. That's a good plan. I like it. Are we producing enough? Are we producing enough? No, we're not producing enough. Because I just want to get to obreros so we can discover a bit all the obreros productions. So let me build another factory. This one is 30. Wait, how much is this one? 32, okay. Let's put it here. We can put one over this. Again, you can just copy the ones that you've already built. You don't have to restart. Okay, so that should give us enough, hopefully. Ah, still not enough. We have too much population, guys. Let's delete a bit of population. We can delete a few of these. Just want to get to obreros, show you that. Wait, so Aji, you're saying YouTube should care for the second island. You're saying I should get to the second island as soon as possible. Yeah, we definitely need bricks for that, and that's why I was saying we should get all three of those bricks factor of those clay pits to work as soon as possible to get us brick and get to this second island. It's only 20, honestly, it's not that much. We definitely need it for the linseed, also later on for the coffee, caoutchouc, and all of this. So for sure, and also do see that there's no water here, right? There's no oasis, so we're gonna need basins there too. So it's definitely, you know, an important island to get as soon as you can. Double check again. Yeah, we're good on the run. So hopefully let's accelerate a bit actually, so we can see that going to 10. Upgrade to our obreros, the second tier. And when we are there, we can just check those, then move to restart it. I think that's gonna be cool. Any other thoughts, questions from all of you? Again, I mean, I'm just discovering at the same time as you are, so I may be missing things. Don't hesitate also to tell me if I went too fast somewhere and you want me to re-talk about something. We'll be able to also see very quickly what's the next effect for the season. And we still haven't had a request for this. Let me just check if this is something. If being exiled. Yeah, so they will come. But I do wonder if they made a silly mistake and this is only triggered when you finish this one, which would definitely make it easy to win this scenario. So hopefully they didn't make that mistake. This one. Okay. Oh wait, that's interesting. We require more wood. This is still working at 100%, right? Interesting. Because this is 15 and 15. Yeah. This one has a silo going on 5 minutes. So that means we can have 5 silos for one corn farm. That's pretty good. You also have the 1 out of 3 cycle, a bonus goat meat. So it's not just a 100% productivity bonus. That's definitely pretty good to have less of these rather than put them on fertile soil. And that's pretty cool. I see a lot of new people joining. Thanks for joining. Don't hesitate to ask questions. We are looking at the new... Oh, there's a ship coming. So actually... Okay, so I think this new quest here starts when your second summer will start. And we can see that this second summer has a productivity and productivity for farms like we had before. And on top of that, we have this breezy work. Okay, all production building plus 20. I'm not gonna complain about that. Yeah, I think the visitor is triggered by this summer starting. You know, he's on his way now. So I think this is the second summer. That's where it comes. Yeah, ain't no meaning. I'm fully with you. You know, like there was somebody asking earlier this week. I'm sorry, I forgot who it was, you know, where this is based on. And for me, this, when I saw a lot of those pictures and those first videos and even the silver ore, it felt a lot like, you know, the rush to gold in the US, the old West. But there's also, of course, a lot of vibes from like Mexico or in some ways Brazil. So yeah, it's a lot of different influence, but a cool theme that we didn't have before. Anyway, these guys arrive. He doesn't like us. I can tell you that.
That's Viscount Oliver.
That's Viscount. Oh,
Get used to Vasco.
let me take a bit of water while they're speaking.
To ensure that your work proceeds efficiently.
Yeah, I didn't go to Obreros exactly and no meaning, so I don't think it's that. I mean, I did reach the... Oh no, we didn't even... Wait, what happened here? Oh, I know what happened.
Return periodically to
I stopped it here and it stopped also for these ones. That's interesting. But no, so I didn't get to 10 and I didn't improve them. So I think it was definitely started by the second summer and not by anything else.
no wonder these troublemakers ended up in
And now we have 45 minutes. So that's quite some time. It feels like, you know, we have time, but actually the truth is it's going to go fast because there's a lot of things to be done. And it's 25 silver ore. So it's just normal silver, you know, that we can get in this mine, for example. We can check if I do this. And this is going to work at 140, so by default it's 2 minutes, I think. So you can see it's definitely feasible to have 25. There's 5 of these just on this island. But of course, as soon as we've done this one, they're gonna ask for more, right? So that's why if you think, you know, that we are on a good track here, we're not. Interesting was that we'll also get a number of quests, as they said that in the tips at the beginning, if you remember, where you can make some decisions. Work hard now and rest later. So here, you know, I think we have to be quite careful because it does says productivity plus 50% for 30 minutes, but then it says also knowing they can rest later, which to me means like after the 30 minutes, they'll probably have a productivity minus 50% or something like this, right? We'll have to be careful. Versus this one is the opposite, I think. You know, it says now the productivity is lower, but then later they work harder. And then a control burning of the most flammable building. I love this, especially given that we don't have any fire station. That's a pretty cool one. One interesting thing too is, can we just ignore this thing? I don't know if we can, but sometimes, you know, you may just want to ignore those things. Anyway, let's see. Can we... No, not yet. You can just press U to see as soon as... Oh, and there's a first riot here. They are here rioting. Oh, actually, can we go into first-person mode? Nobody asked me that. And yes, we can. Control-Shift-R, ladies and gents. If you don't know about this. Now, this is, of course, also in your base game. You can see our small goats. Can't go inside, I think, though. Oh, can I go inside here? Let's have a bit of fun. No, we can't. Okay. And there's even some quest. Let's see what the quest is. Collect the rocks. Yes, I definitely want to collect the rocks. Where are they? Oh, there's one here. So yeah, if you didn't know, you know, you can go into first-person mode. This is obviously, you know, it's not pretty or anything, right? Like it's more kind of a gimmick or Easter egg, if you wish. And you can even have those quests, which usually what you have to be careful is if I leave the first-person mode now, the quest will just disappear. I'll have to start it again. And usually those quests don't really give you things in the actual game. They give you more things like, now I can make it rain, or I can go faster in first-person mode, those type of things. But still, let's just do it. If you're okay with that, let me just do it quickly. Because we're already at 4 out of... Oh, and we can go inside, of course. This, we can drive it. Let's drive this Nice. Oh, it's not very fast. You can press shift to go a bit faster. Okay, we're almost there. How do I exit? I always forget. Yeah, you click right click to exit. You can see my tires. That's so fun. Love that. And actually, in your new DLC, there is those new fertilizer, which is basically tractors putting shit all over your field, right? And you can also drive these, so don't hesitate to try that. I need one more. We can hear. If you've done some of those first-person mode quests before, don't hesitate to put in the chat what are the craziest or funniest you've done. And oh, we need to give them back to that guy. He's over there. We can see it in white. Also, don't hesitate to share in the chat if you want me to do another live stream, maybe tomorrow or the day after, focusing again either on this or on the new DLC. I have faster running. Let's test it. The new power. We've unlocked it. Yeah, it is faster. You can jump to space. Anyway, enough fun about this. Let's go back into the actual game. And by now we should be ready to go. Yes, to Obreros. To timber. Okay. And now we indeed need a lot more things. Fish stew, coffee, bombing, and chewing gum. And then for this one, the boxing area is unlocked at 300, beer, and some cigars. That's a lot of different resources. We can go to 20 here. And now we can also build, of course, the obreros over here, which, you know, are obviously a bit bigger. An interesting fact is you actually can't improve these guys. So we'll have to, I guess, delete them. So that's something, you know, worth noting is you have to delete them. You'll get one. We get one timber and one brick. And how much was it to build them actually? It was 2 timber and 2 bricks. So you get half of the cost back when we delete them. And that's actually something that's going to create a problem with my plan that we discussed earlier. Because these ones are only 1 timber, so we could definitely create tons of those easily. Versus these ones, they also cost brick. 2 bricks. That is a lot. That is a lot. And if I delete these guys, do I get anything back? So when you delete these guys, you don't get anything back. That's also pretty annoying. And when you delete these guys, you get 1 back. Okay. I'm revising a bit the plan here, ladies and gents. But before, let's look here. So we have the same of coffee, fish stew, bombin, and chewing gum. But on top of that, we need the atoli and the hot sauce to get to the 40. And here they are the same though. I mean, for these ones, that can definitely make sense to build obreras inside this radius. But at the beginning, this is a lot of bricks. I don't think it's worth it. What do you think? In the chat, do you think it's worth it for us to put a lot of these Hacienda jornaleros? I don't think so. I think it's a lot better to actually build something like this, which we can also build here, for example. That's not a problem. Or even somewhere here. That's gonna be, yeah. Okay, I think I'm ready to restart and try for real for the gold medal. What do you all think? Any Last thing you want to test before we try again? Any questions? Or do you want to see more the new DLC and we can try the goal another time? This is pretty nice visuals. The visual design team of Anno is amazing. We have to say that. Let's take a quick look at some of these production. We have the fish stew here that will require fish in our arbor area, can be anywhere. And the spices, we can't put spice. Can we put spices here? Yeah, we can put spices and grains also in the Hacienda farm here. So all good. Then this is what I mentioned to you earlier, the fuel station, because we can have tractors. So that's gonna be important. And the coffee boxing area. Oh, and there's a big arbor, including piers. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna need that, guys. But maybe I'm completely wrong. Okay, let's restart. We're all good. I don't know if... Yeah, well, let's just go to title screen and just restart. Yep. Thanks, Anthony and no meaning. Good to see that we're doing the right things. William, yeah, I'm fully with you, William. I was also answering a comment earlier today on the Reddit Anno community. You know, they don't, those Hacienda population, they don't make sense. You know, the density that you get is really not worth it because you need to produce more goods, exactly as what you're saying now. It's, you know, for min-maxers, definitely doesn't make any sense. It's very strange. I think if you, anyway, let's not go into too much min-maxing here. But yes, the radius of the Hacienda does grow with your population on the island, Anthony. So that's definitely a big thing. Let's begin the scenario, and this time trying to do it well. Of course, please tell me in the comments or in the chat any question you still have, also any tips and, you know, guidance. I want this to be us trying to get the gold medal and not just me. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it live. I would do it on my side. So always keen to hear your thoughts. But of course, similar to the Eden burning scenario, I will definitely post later, you know, a few videos on the big tips. I'll show you how to get the gold medal if we don't get it now, for sure. Okay, let's dive right in. And the first thing you'll want to do is skip the cinematic and slow down. Okay, then we'll destroy a lot of... Oh, then we destroy things. We don't need all of these things. We want to get resources, but at the same time, you don't want to... Okay. I destroyed too many. Okay, that's already... Wait, this thing is already rebuilt. No, that's not what I want. Okay, we need to restart, guys. We need to do a reset. Sorry about that. I thought... Because now that would be cheating. Those things are already rebuilt. I don't want that. I want a reset. I want to restart completely from scratch. Okay. Is it working? Yes. Okay, hopefully this is working now. Let's restart. Sorry about that. But at least you've seen what not resetting means. It means, you know, that things like the Hacienda is already rebuilt if we had colonized another island, this would be already colonized. So not what I want. I want to do it proper. Like for the Inen burning scenario, you could get legendary items and keep them, but I don't want that. I want to start it, you know, for real. Okay. You still skip, you still slow down. And now everything is destroyed. Perfect. So let's destroy a couple of those things. It's actually a bit annoying. I'm not seeing well those ruins. I'm scared that we're gonna get above 75. We were already at 50. There's a bit of a lag, I don't know why. Okay, that's a good start. So then we want to quickly make a road over here, connect over there. We want to do like this. It's fine, and then we're going to go over here. Costing a bit of money, but honestly, really not that much, right? We're still at 75,000. This is now costing just a bit, but again, not too much. And here, this is where we want to move our Hacienda. Why is it not? Let's just get a bit more wood. And that's why you definitely want to slow down time at the beginning. There's a lot of things to be done. Okay, let's move it now with M. And you can see the radius is right now super small because there's obviously not a lot of population on the island, but then we'll grow later. So for now, I think let's put it, yeah, somewhere over here. That seems pretty good. I'm wondering if we get that decision thing again, if it makes sense to have higher production later. Yeah, so in terms of that decision, I fully agree that what you want is probably good productivity later rather than good productivity sooner, right? Because later you will have more buildings. So the later you wait to have this boost, the better, in my opinion. I may be completely wrong. Obviously haven't done the math on it yet. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing we did before, where we're gonna put a lot timbered. So just want to delete those roads here, make it a bit cleaner. Okay, perfect. So let's go for it. One, probably be a bit more efficient than last time. This is not 100%, but almost. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, put just one for now. We can even delete this one. Oh, we got some sales. Interesting. I missed that last time. You see, yeah, we got 12 sales. Interesting. Then we can just go here. Okay. We can copy this whole thing. Put it over here. Perfect. Then you can stop all of these. You press shift so that they're all stopped at once. And then here we're gonna start a city. Let's not make the same mistake we made last time. We need to have road on both sides to be able to use the range of that market as much as possible. Perfect. Okay. We need to use all our wood as much as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, we need to get a lot of population quickly as possible. No, that's not perfect. Put a few roads. Square this whole thing. there's any beauty builders watching, obviously, yes, this is super ugly. I'm not saying the opposite, but just the reality is this is not about beauty building. This is about making something efficient, quickly. Okay, so that population will now grow. We have more wood. Let's use it. You know, there's no reason to not use anything at the beginning of the game. You need to develop as quickly as you can. No reason to slow down, to take your time.
So little arable land.
Let's do like this. That should be fine. Then as soon as we can, let's start producing the actual resources. I'll also want to build more basins as soon as possible. Yes, and no meaning exactly. So there's no resources like hidden crates like in the hidden burning scenario, but there's fertilities. Here you have fertilities that you didn't have on the other islands. Or maybe there is also hidden crates, we just haven't found them yet. So if anyone has found hidden crates, don't hesitate to share. But in the meantime, I will just start my productions. Where is the... How much is it for? Because I want to get this one, 300. Oh, that's quite a bit. Yeah, we won't have enough people for that. Let's just do one more corner like that. Okay, I want to start these ones. 1 year, fine. Okay. So yeah, and there's also no items at all, ain't no meaning. So you know, we in the initial description they say it's all about you being able to plan well, you know, to be efficient. So we're gonna see if I am, and obviously not saying we're gonna get the goal right away, but hopefully we can do something interesting. So these ones are not Hacienda farms, so they're taking a lot more modules. So this is obviously not efficient in the long term, but to get us started, this is pretty okay. 35, that's a lot. But building another one is even more, so yeah. What do you mean don't put them on Greenland? I have to put them on Greenland or they don't work. So the question is, where do we put those things? Because you're gonna... Like it needs to start from here. So I think we're gonna do something like... I should have made some tests before, but I think something like this. Yes, I want to do that for sure. Because it was anyway at 10. Oh yeah, you mean these ones, yeah. I could have put them just a bit back. But that's not the end of the world. We just lost like 3 tiles. I'm fully with you though. This was a bit of a mistake. Next time I will definitely do better. Okay.
Summers here are punishing, but the rains that follow.
So now that we have a lot of workforce, we can start these ones. That will work. We need these. Can put them over here. They don't have to be far. We do need more timber. I had forgotten to start these things. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to complain at one point or another that there's no items. But that's just the way it is. And this one is gonna be low. Move it over here. Yeah. So we need also those ones. As soon as I have a bit more wood, and then we'll need to start the bricks for sure. And some space for the silo. No, that is not a good idea. And again, this is all things that when I get a bit of time in the next few days to think about it, I can find a lot better optimized layouts. But for now, that will do. We'll put a silo, so we'll only need one of them. And we'll only need one of these for now. Pretty sure. You can check our population. This is... And the wood is not perfect, but we can live with it. Actually, let me be smarter and delete one, so we make a bit of a reserve of wood. Yeah, I think scenarios are not completely new. They did have some scenarios in older Annos. In some ways, it wasn't completely different gameplays most of the time. It was a bit more kind of, what are the starting conditions, what are the enemies on the map, or those type of things. But still, I do think you're right, and they are using scenarios to test things. In particular, this thing about, the weather impacting, having different impact. This is clearly something they're testing for a future game, which will honestly be very interesting. I mean, this would be a challenge, right? To have, because your production is not the same in each of the parts, so that's gonna be crucial. Anyway, we've done a lot of what we can for now. What I will do now is start planning for the future. Oh no, we actually have the chapel, so as soon as we have some, we should build a chapel. Where should I build it? I wasn't very smart there. I should have kept some space for it. It's okay, let's move those two houses. And let's put the chapel here. As soon as we have some timber. So yeah, let's prepare a bit just for the next stage, which will be, I want, for example, another one of these, maybe over here. No. Fine, let's put it here. We'll need also more of those corn. And of course, later on, as I said, we'll use the Hacienda farms a lot more. And for that, we'll need basins. But for basins, we need also bricks. But because, remember, we're in half speed right now. So we've only spent actually 7 in-game minutes. And we've already built quite a bit of a city. I think, I'm not saying we have a perfect start, but we've definitely done a few good things here and there, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, so there's gonna be space only for one more. So that's not gonna be RAM. For RAM, we'll do it, I think, over here. Remember, actually, we could not fully start it because that's that's not a lot. But I can start planning for it. My idea is gonna be probably something a bit like this. Then a branch over here, and then I can put farms over here. Okay. Be interesting because this is 20 timber, 25. I think that's a lot, honestly. I think it's a lot better to start more basins than to start the silver so early. We're still not at 10. Timber, how much does those things cost actually? This is 0 timber. This is just population. So let's get crazy. You know, the copy tool is also your friend here for sure. You don't want to spend too much time rebuilding all those things. Okay, this is not perfect. And this one, for example, is too much basically. Uh, 80%, that's fine. Can move this one. No, that's not great. Okay, that's better. Cool. So we still have a bit of population that's needed for this here. We have 11, so let's do this so that we can get back into positive and start losing money every single seconds. That's definitely not something we want. Yeah, do you think we're on a good track or not? I think so, but you know, maybe I'm completely wrong. You guys need to share. And we can also start. Oh, I forgot that. I forgot that. So this one will require a lot more RAM. Let's do this one for now. Because we don't have coffee, so it's not a problem that we increase the coffee. And as I said, let's start a bit of farms. My idea is do something a bit like this. I can put one over here. And remember, we have the tractors too, but we should probably not plan for it right away. I think that would be too much. So let's not plan for it. Let's just start basic. And one thing we were gonna want is the sugarcane for sure, right? Because we're already producing quite a bit of corn. I'm not saying we're not gonna produce corn here. I'm just saying let's start first that. And this will expand, obviously, so we can start putting it. That's pretty good. No, actually, sorry, let me just check that. Because what you want is you want the canal that you put here to irrigate on both sides. And if I remember, it is 4 tiles. You can check it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let's see it if I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. So you irrigate 4 tiles on each side. So this is why you want 4 here. So we want continue over here. That means I have definitely space for a second one here. Don't have to start it because there's no population, you know, there's no irrigation here, and there won't be any soon, right? Because it's still 20 minutes. So I'm just preparing here for the future. On the other side, we definitely want to start all of these. Let's do it. And again, we are back into positive, so that's perfect. I mean, now we're at 0 just because I started a few new buildings. But as soon as these tortillas will be fed to people, we'll be fine. We don't have enough. How much is it? 20. That's gonna be soon. Let's stop this one for now, because we don't have enough people. Anyway, we're making money very soon. We're gonna have more population. I mean, this is what, 3. And ain't no meaning, this is a great question. Why do we have potatoes? Well, it's not just in this scenario. You will also have potatoes inside the Hacienda in the normal new world. So now we are able to produce that in the new world. And if you look also at the Hacienda, we can already make it. We can, if you look into the brewery, we can make schnapps already. They don't need it, right? Our population doesn't need it right now, but we can make it. So I don't know if that's on purpose, that we should make it now because we're gonna need so much later that we should do it now, or what, but at least it makes sense that we can make it, let's say. Anyway, let's build this silo as soon as we can so that we have enough of these guys. One more timber. Still the number of timber production that I have, and it still doesn't feel like enough, right? We're still, always waiting a bit for wood. I think it could be a good time also to get to the next island or to start another basin. I don't know what you guys think. Should I go for the next island, which will also need a basin, to be clear? Or should I just... I think maybe easier to focus on that one for now and create another basin. One thing I was thinking earlier is to put as many of those basins together, because I think they will then share the canals, or at least I'd love to test that. Has anyone seen somebody playing earlier today or before to see if you can share the capacity? And by that I mean, instead of having 27 by 10, now we'll have by default 20, and with rain a lot more. And it also simplifies a bit the canals. Instead of having canals all over, I just use the same one here. You see, we are missing some wood. Let me just make... And we're gonna need wood also for the... what's called? The rum, right? So it is important to have a bit more rather than a bit too little. Okay, we're still not delivering. I can continue to plan a bit more over here. There's probably space actually for a third one if I want. Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Perfect. Make it a bit more straight line. This is a warehouse, remember, but we'll probably need a warehouse over here too later on. And we can start doing this. Wait, no, that's not enough. Because I'm gonna want to irrigate also over here. Okay. So 4 tiles on each side. Ooh, this... Okay, so this... I already made a mistake here. This will irrigate all of this, but won't be irrigated over here. So, my bad. Completely miscalculated. So, we're gonna want 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want your canal to come like this, and probably to stop here, because then we're gonna have 4 tiles over here. That will be fine. We need then it like this. Okay, so that will be irrigated if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, wait. Yes, that is fine. It's a square. Yeah, I think you're right, William. That should be like Mbesa, so I think that's a good idea. I think we should go for it. the only, and actually can I start them now? Yeah, I have a bit more resources. So let's do it. Because the more we can create now, the more in our next... wait, which one is the entrance? I think it's that way, right? Damn it. Yeah, I think so. The more we have, the more will be filled during the rain season that's gonna start. Oh, we need more generators, but we're gonna get that now. As soon as we start providing tortillas. Are we providing enough? Oh, we're not providing enough. Sorry, I missed that. Is that because I didn't choose 25 tortillas? 50% tortillas. Yeah, let's go for this one for now. Will it be enough now? Yeah, now it is enough. Perfect. But as soon as we can, we should still definitely build those two here. And by as soon as we can, I mean when we have workforce. If you didn't get my meaning. So anyway, this will be irrigated, that's fine. But we do need to, of course, continue over here. And here we're gonna lose because... so I should actually extend even more the road. Well, that's fine, we can do that. Because the road should actually be like this. Okay. Do tell me in the chat if it's not clear what I'm doing here. But basically, it needs 4 tiles. It will look 4 tiles. So that's all of this. But the problem is this now. I could have another bridge over here because I do have quite a bit of timber, but that's a lot. So what we're gonna do is we're just... because I need a... damn it. Oh, sorry about that. This is still not the way it should be. Okay. Because I'll explain just now why this is not good. Just trust me on it for now. The point is... you'll see just now what I mean. Is that you need to be able to go over here like this to be able to go over here. Then this will be 4 tiles, so that's fine. There's just this one here which Azreda, amazing to see you. I'm glad. It's late for you guys though. How are you doing? So yeah, that's 4 tiles, but that's fine. We'll just lose 1 tile over here. That's not the end of the world. And here 4 tiles is also good. Over here though, we're gonna need more. Because we're gonna want to go... where is it? 4 tiles. It's here. Something like this. Yeah, I need you're right, and no meaning. I definitely still need a road this way, but I didn't really need the road that way. But anyway, that's fine. We're making... this will work well. This will work well, believe me. All good here. Yeah, okay. I hope your family is asleep for sure. I mean, I had to make baby sleep before I could start streaming for you guys. Okay, so that's the first one. Then the second will go here. And you'll see the plan is perfect because now the 4th one will take the last tile that you see here. So all good, all is good. This is starting slowly but surely. What's really annoying me is still this tortillas hasn't started. Let's stop all of the sawmill for a while. Actually, we don't need to stop all of them. We are back into positive. Let's just stop a few. That will also give us a bit of a reserve of wood, which is always good to have for the rum. Okay, so yeah, we need the tortillas, but we're still we're only 15 minutes into the first summer, guys, right? So this is only we're only done half of the first summer. We've already done a lot of things. So I think this is a good start. I think this is a good start. So here we do need to remember it will only be 4 tiles, not more. Oh, and here you see I made a small mistake. I need to delete this one. And I'll fix it after. Okay. This is pure min-maxing here. Talking about min-maxing, this is gonna be 4. So 1, 2. I made it was yesterday an island in the New World that's producing 600 something citrus per ton per minute. I was pretty proud of it. Maybe at the end of the stream, if you want, we can check it all together. Because citrus, you need so much. Oh, this is too far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, this one is not in range. We'll also obviously be able to see that when we have the rain season later on. 4 tiles. There's gonna be a bit of tiles here that won't be fully irrigated. That's not a problem. This one will be fine. We can optimize over here a bit, but the important thing was to get this started. That's why I wanted to do this while we are waiting a bit for the tortillas to really get going. Okay, this is actually starting now. Oh, and I completely forgot something else, which you guys haven't reminded me, is that we haven't started our brick production. And that is bad, guys. That is bad. You should have told me. We need bricks. We need bricks. Let's just be fully integrated here. Thanks, Azraela. You also helped so much. For those of you who don't know, he's been on the channel from the start, giving me a lot of tips on YouTube and in general. So that's been, you know, super helpful and really appreciate it. I haven't seen anyone use so far these super chat things. I don't. Again, I was saying at the beginning, not 100% sure that works, but if somebody wants to try it, don't hesitate to do so. Yo, we're out of money. That's it. So the 13,000 that we used at the beginning to move the Hacienda is sort of coming back to us. But yeah, I still think we've made a great start. No, I don't have anything on the bot anymore, and no meaning. We're out of resources now. We're out of resources, out of people. So we really need the tortillas to start working, to get this up, the money and the jornaleros. But still, again, I still think we actually made a great start. When you're thinking of leaving, what's happening with my population now? It's going back down. Let's actually stop the sawmill. We have timber. What I need is bricks. Because I want, if possible, I want to start to build a third basin. The only thing is they cost 90 jonaeros, remember, and a lot of resources. Oh, super chat. And no meaning, thanks a lot. That is amazing. I mean, with such a generous gift, can we? Yes, we can. We can rename the island into and no meaning. I don't know if the island is as pretty as you want it to be and no meaning, but still, you know, I'm doing my part. Yeah, I mean, everybody watching now is has been witnessing history. This is the first super chat that we ever got on the channel. For those of you who don't know, you can't get super chat before you have 1,000 subscribers, which we just crossed like 1 week ago or so. So amazing. Really love the support. I wonder if we should start increasing the city again now that we have a lot of timber actually. So I need money. Money. And we're not gonna make the run right away, that's for sure. We're definitely not gonna make the poncho because we need to be on the other island to make ponchos. So yeah, I'm thinking let's just double the size of this city now. What do you think about that? Yeah, the marketplace range is actually quite big. Oh, the second. Thank you, Dominic. That is amazing. Dominic, let's see. Can we rename this ship for you? Yes, we can. Dominic has a ship. I hope you like it. It is actually a pretty one. Let's take a quick look. I think this is the skin that we'll get if we get the gold medal. You know, this is a pretty good one. I like it. Now we need to get a second island if we want to get a third super chat, I guess. But yeah, as I said, I mean, we have actually a lot of wood now. So let's make sure that we expand the city. No reason why not. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I mean, you say that as Reda, but in the in my other current series that some of you may have watched, where we're playing with more than 80 different modes, I actually gave a ship to Jacob because Jacob is amazing. If you don't know, Jacob has created a lot of amazing modes like pescatarian modes and many others. And right after it, that ship got sunk. So yeah, I don't know if he was unhappy, but I definitely wasn't super happy to have chosen that ship, and then just after it got sunk. So if that happens, Dominic, please forgive me. We'll try to find another one for you if that happens. Okay, so we're expanding the town, trying to make more money. Obviously, we will have to also expand our tortillas production for it, but I think we can do it. This is not, I mean, we are just above. Let's definitely do it as soon as we have enough money, which is now. Perfect. Just in time. And let's take a quick look. We're also gonna need this one though, which is 500. So that's gonna be just now. And I mean, you're so right. Like, there is a lot of cannons on this one, right? So when the guy comes to ask us for some silver, maybe let's just say, yes, we're not going to give you I Azreda, this is a good question, but there's actually no traders. There's no AI. You can't do trading. You're all alone here. We have nobody to help us. And let me show you again, one thing maybe you missed earlier is we can now put the silos everywhere we want. They don't have to be next to the farm. They can be on the other side of the road, or they can even be over here, which I think is really cool. It's going to enable definitely some new min-maxing, you know, type layout. But we do need a lot of resources, which we don't have right now. So we're going to have to wait a bit for that. But we are making tons of money. We have tons of people now. So I should have also increased my my population before. Sorry about that. We can start this one because there's a bit, you know, there's 44 that is on good soil. It's not going to create amazing productivity, but yeah, it's better than nothing. This one is also almost finished. And now that we have population, we can also start more, even if we don't have resources. And I'm going to continue the same idea of just putting them next to each other. Wait. No, that's a bad idea. I need to leave one space. Why? Because I need to put a road here. Like this. And you can see now the range. Remember how small the range was? The range was like this at the beginning. Now the range is all the way over here. So anyway, yes, I need to put this road here so I can put a few farms over here to use all of these arable farms, and also to take care of those two mines. So that means, you know, I have a limit of space here. So I don't know, this is probably like 3 farms, maybe 4 farms, no, 3 farms, I think. That will be on that side of the road, and then the other farms will be on the other side of the road. But that would be fine, because I'm sure we can do that and go over the road, you know, it's not a problem, like in Mbesa. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at the chat now, I missed a few. Silo cramps the 20 farms around fuel station. So the fuel station is actually very different, as Reda is. From what I've seen is the fuel station is sort of going to deliver fuel to the warehouse, and then the warehouse will deliver to wherever you want it to be delivered. So I think that also opens a lot of new possibilities, at least in this scenario, because the fuel station is not something for the base game. I think it's just for the scenario. Anyway, let me just double check what's happening here. We're not producing enough goats for some reason. I mean, it's almost, but not enough. We're not producing any of the rum, so that's easy. Producing enough of this, enough of this. Okay, so we could also increase significantly again our population now that we have a second, you know, tortilla maker. For example, finish, you know, all of this here. I did want to put that for sure. This one too. That's pretty good. We have some resources. Oh, the bricks. Where is the third bricks? So we have this one going. This one is not going. This is in the middle of my hacienda, but I think it is too critical to not have it. You know, this is why really the limiting factor for me now at this point. Because we're making a lot of timber. Let's put that over here. So this will work, that's all good. And the third one is here, perfect, but it was paused. And we need money. And we are making money, that's the good thing. That's the good thing. But remember, for the second island, what was it? I wrote it down. 12,000. We need 12,000 to colonize the second island. So, yeah. We're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. This one for sure I want to do as soon as we can. Because again, we want to start the third basin. Perfect. This one is finished. Second, I don't know how many we can get before. I mean, no, sorry. I know we can only get 2 because the summer is basically over. But we can probably start this one at 5,000. Yeah. Not right away, but soon. We can probably start it and seen and still, you know, it will still get a bit fuller, I think, during the rain season. Okay, see, this is perfect. I love it. This is why I like to test things. As we said earlier, as you know, William, you said, for example, this is working like exactly like M-Pesa and exactly like I wanted it, meaning that you get 20 instead of 10. You know, this is merged now together. One thing I will do though is for now, I will destroy these ones to make sure that it goes this way. And then you can see more irrigation coming this way. This one we can start it too. And this one too, because they are irrigated over here. And this one, we don't have the money. Damn it. Damn it. So the money was definitely something. Eh? We'll have to be careful in the future. We have started the mousson, as you can see. Monsoon, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying now. There's no risk of fire, basically, which is why we still haven't built a fire station. This thing is not working, this thing is not working, so we're not gonna build it for now. I mean, it's 50% for this one 100%, and also the fisheries are not working, but we don't need them for now. So that's not the end of the world. Okay, the good thing is sugarcane will definitely start. Now, I just want to recheck this thing. So this is 30 seconds for 550, 6 timber, and 50 maintenance cost. And the Hacienda one is actually, oh, we don't see it if we don't build it, and it costs 1,000 to build, so that's more. And I think it was also 30 seconds, right? Want someone remind me in the chat? We saw it earlier, I forgot, but I think it was also 30 seconds. So I don't know why we would build this thing. This Hacienda brewery doesn't make any sense to me now. I think we just build a normal brewery, which we will build in our corner here. Oh wait, actually, this will be in range, so it's more in this corner over here. This will never be in range of, of my water for sure. On the other hand, remember that we have chosen this policy, that's crazy policy. Right now, I'm gonna start this thing now, 5,000. So we've chosen this crazy policy that's increasing the RAM consumption by 100% in exchange of decreasing tortillas by 50%. It was good before because we didn't care about RAM. Now I don't think it's so good. I think now we're gonna move into this one, which decreases RAM and tortillas by 25%. So that's what I like to see. Oh, but now we have to. Okay, that's not a problem. The good thing is we're almost good on RAM, and we'll need one more tortillas. But we have the resources. That's not the problem. That is not the problem. Well, this one could be a problem actually. How much space there is still? No, there's really not a lot here. So we're gonna need one of these here. It's okay, it's okay. This is quite big though. That's 5. Yeah, and no, meaning I think the if you're talking about Obreros, you know, to evolve to Obreros, it's a rum that's missing right now. That's why I'm focusing. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's what I'm focusing on rum right now. But I also need enough tortillas, of course. That's why now I'm building this one here. It won't be fully... Oh wait, no, that was them. Sorry guys. Again, I have had a long day, sorry. But we need to put this here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it needs to actually... No, it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not perfect because we're basically losing one tile over here, but that's not the end of the world. And we can actually also make sure to cover that part over here. I'm leaving one space here, even if it's only 3, to make sure we can go over here. And then this 4 or something like this. Yes, that should be fine. Or actually one space is not gonna be enough. Sorry about that. Because we're gonna have probably 2 or 3 farms over here, right? So let's be conservative and say 3. Yes. Okay. Now this one can go like this. This. Up, and then cover all of this. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay. That will start. That will be enough. That is 125. Because there's only 70. Yeah. We'll need a second one for sure later. But first let's build this. Let's copy this goat farm. There's actually quite a bit of... You need quite a bit of goat and corn to feed this whole population, huh? It's not negligible, as we say. And I'm out of money again. Oof. There, what? Everybody that's been watching. Okay, I see Dominic your question, sorry. I just bought season 4. I need to start a new game. No, you don't. Anytime you buy, you know, a new DLC, it will always be available. What will happen is when you load for the first time any save, it will ask you, do you want to activate this content? If you say yes, it will be activated. If you say no, they won't ask you again, right? So on this save, you won't be able to activate it later on if you say no. It is by save. So for each of the saves, you know, if let's say you have one beauty building save, you have one save where it's a super hard save or whatever it is, but you know, for each of the saves, it will ask you. So you don't have to do the same for everything all once. And that includes the last DLC of this season, where they will actually change the map of the new world. The map of the new world, it's a bit crazy. The map is going to get bigger. So if you think about it, the current map that you have, all around it, it's going to be expanded. You're going to have new islands that are going to appear. But once again, this is save compatible. You won't have to create a new save for that. But that's a great question. This is, of course, super important. And that's actually sort of one of the, let's say, base principle of Anno, is that they want their, you know, they're big, pushing a lot of new DLC. They want to make sure it's always save compatible, which also means that sometimes they don't change big things that are not working anymore because they say it's gonna break the games of people. But anyway, for those of you who weren't there earlier, you can see that now, because it's the rain season, our basins are getting bigger, they're getting fuller. It started only at 20 and now we're at 42, which means that slowly but surely, you know, it's starting to expand over here, which of course is good because that means our farms here are starting to produce more. Not a lot yet, but still. Oh, we had a fire. I didn't even see it. Oh, it's a church. A church. Oh no. Maybe I should build one just in case. Yeah, I'd definitely be super interested in meaning to see a bit more stats. They actually released some stats last year, things like how many people had built the Iron Tower, or how many Iron Towers had been built, how many, you know, World Fair had been built, and the numbers were surprisingly a bit low. You know, it was because, you know, if I'm sure you also know that this game has been sold quite a lot. I think now it's a bit more than 2 million for the base game. And of course, there's also things like Ubisoft Prime and all those type of things. But yeah, the numbers were actually quite low. So indeed, people don't tend to restart a lot in general, it seems. I've definitely started a lot of different games, but I've also spent more than, you know, 600 hours or something on on some of them. So yeah, maybe you're right. And no meaning. I mean, I did. Wait, what's happening here? Oh, it's a wood. Okay, that's fine. Oh, why is this full? There's still a lot. What's happening? Okay, there's a bug, guys. What's happening? The guy is full. The warehouse is not full at all, but he's waiting here. That's a bug, right? Like, I'm not dreaming here. But yeah, going back to your question, and no meaning, I was part of the test for some of the season 3 DLCs, but I'm definitely not in what they call, you know, I think they call it the companions or something like this, where it's people that really do get a bit more information in advance, participate in a lot more things. I mean, obviously, I'm also not huge on compare. I mean, Taka has what 10 times more subscriber than me or something like this. I think they also have a lot of German speakers that are very close to the, you know, to the dev and to the game testing and things like this, because a lot of the dev are also, obviously, I mean, they're all based in Germany. I'm not saying they're all German, but I'm sure many of them are. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to get more and more access and more, you know, testing things. I don't know what's going on with this wood. It's annoying me. But yeah. Let me just empty this, just in case there's a bit of a bug here. Anyway, we have population. I think actually we're getting close probably to obreros. Yes, our RAM is starting. That is cool. Let's check here. 30 years and RAM. I need money. I'm broke, guys. I'm broke. Oh no. Yeah, it's probably because of my accent. You're right. That's what we're gonna say. I think that's the key reason, for sure. Yeah, we're gonna need another one of these for sure. 900 and we have the resources to colonize the second island. We just don't have the money at all. That's clear. That's clear. We don't have that money. But yeah, hopefully when we get to Buenos, the money will start flowing even more. This RAM is also, of course, giving some good money. I mean, we're still very early, right? We haven't even started the first delivery. I'm having good fun with this scenario. We've already taken quite a bit of space on the island, actually, to be honest. But yeah, it's definitely, it's time to get to Obreros, let's say, for sure. I have 11 minutes left. The money really has been the thing. I wonder if I moved the Hacienda too early, and I should have just waited. But at the same time, I was full here, right? Like, I needed to start moving it. So yeah, that's... No, I think we did the right thing. We probably just needed to increase the size of the city earlier, just to get more, you know, tax income. Oh, actually, is there? Oh, there is royal taxes. We're already at 400 royal tax. That is an interesting one, because it does mean you need to be careful not to increase the size of the city too much too quickly, because then you get, you know, you get maintenance and you get the royal tax. So yes, you do get more money, but it's incremental. You know, you get less. Now we have too much timber basically. Great. Can I maybe start those things? No, I need money to start those things. What can I dump my timber into? It doesn't cost... Oh, I could increase a bit the... Yeah, let's do that. Those cost a bit of money. Yeah, no, you're right. And no, meaning, you know, we can't avoid royal taxes at some point. It's like in real life. Can't make money without paying money, and it's even on YouTube, right? If you guys don't know, YouTube obviously takes a big commission, and then you pay also the taxes, and then you get something. It's not like everything, all of the money comes directly to me, for sure. I wonder, one thing I could do is I could just create Jornaleros Hacienda to use my timber, and then delete it when I need timber. It's sort of a fake stock of timber, if you wish. But yeah, now we're making money. Oh, damn it, what's happening? We're making enough. Oh, we're not making enough corn now. That's the problem. We do have some reserves. Another reason why you want to create all of those things as early as you can, create a bit of reserves. They will be useful later on for sure. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to put 3. Let's try. Okay, corn. Okay, just leave one space here. Perfect. This is Oh no, this one is one too much. I'm trying to use as much as possible the fertile land to make sure we produce a lot. That's one other thing where maybe I was just too, too ambitious here. Instead of trying to create all of these, in particular all of the canals, maybe to just focus at the beginning on one simple canal that will be full, because now I have obviously all of these guys are half working at half capacity, which costs some maintenance. The main thing is the maintenance, and that's why maybe my money is not as good as it could be, let's say. Okay, we see we basically don't have any space here, so there's not gonna be this third one. Let's forget about it. Yeah, this is not amazing. 1 minute 41. We could start the mines, even if they do cost money too, including 120 of maintenance. Ooh, this is a lot. This is a lot. I think we did make a bit of mistakes, guys, on the money. Now it's almost like I have to wait a long time for a lot of things. But yeah, I think this is a good scenario. Definitely having some good time. And just at the beginning, remember that for those coins, we're gonna need 600 of euros just to unlock it. We're far from it. We have those 3 islands. There's definitely a lot of planning that need to go into this. I think also we should probably not play in half speed, because otherwise it's gonna take a long time, apart from really when you set up your city at the beginning. But now the money is starting to really come in. So we have the ram. I'm gonna get to Obreros. It's very cool, very cool. Yeah, you're right, Dominic. The tea tax. I won't. And yes, it is our first Obreros with the fish stew, and that's where it gets interesting. And fishes, but we can't. I mean, minus 20%. It's not crazy, but we're also gonna need spices. That's the big thing. Let's take a quick look also at this thing. So you put it obviously in the range of your oil fields, then you build them like this. Doesn't cost too much, to be honest. Not bad. 45 obreros, also not bad. And then it's gonna create the fuel. So with those 3, we're talking about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to create that fuel, and then it goes into the warehouse. So to what we said earlier, you don't need to build the railways and all those type of things. You can just build a warehouse over here, and then we'll just build a warehouse. Oh, then you just build a tractor barn over here. We can try it. Of course, costs also some money, but not crazy either. Will increase by 50%, so instead of 100 it's 150, but you do get the impact when we start using it, which will be, I think, hopefully 200%. Can we see it here? No, we don't see it here. And it's 5 minutes, so that means basically you can have 2 tractor barns. Am I misreading that? Hi Togi, thanks for joining. Don't hesitate to share in the chat any questions if you want a recap on what we've done. Definitely tested a lot of cool things. Let's try this thing here. I want to see if I'm right, and you can only have 2 tractor barns, which would mean we have to be a bit smart about where to put those tractor barns. Like on what? Yeah, it does say 215. I'm guessing that's linked to how many we have. Let's try. Yeah, 3 minutes and 22 when you only have 2. When you have 1, I'm guessing it's 5 minutes. Oh, 6:45. So when you have 1, you can't even do 1 tractor barn. When you have 2, you can do 1, and when you have 3, you can do 2. I'm not mistaken. That's definitely not a lot. Not a lot. And here, yes. So workforce minus 50, productivity plus 20%, and 1 extra good every 3 cycles. So it's the same as the base game. Honestly, the workforce is not going to be huge because it's just 15 jornaleros. It's not the big thing. The big thing is obviously the increase in productivity and the extra good. You can also check here actually. We can see, yeah, I mean, you can see it here, right? We're producing less than 1, and just with 1 tractor barns, we're using half of it. So with 2, I mean, we can also try it. Can we put it like, oh, so it's not like the silos, because if you saw earlier for the silos, we can put them anywhere we want, right? Like this silo is far from the farm and still working. But yeah, and this one, yeah, you have to put next to it. And I'm sure, yeah, this is the same. So we've put 2 tractor barns, and we're using basically all of the fuel. And there's no items. Oh, but there is, sorry, there is one thing. We can do that. Which means, ooh, minus 40. That's tough. Which means with that, we'll be able to have a 3rd tractor barn, right? I can show you that. Let's put it maybe. Oh, and you can see also now all of the canals are full, and we can even start to expand this side. It's really cool. But the monsoon is finished. This guy is coming to give us the first quest. Let me just finish what I was doing now, just to try to put a tractor barn here. We don't have enough money or what? Oh yeah, 5,000. Eesh. Yeah, we really need more money, yeah. I think this moving the Hacienda cost a lot, man. I don't know if we can avoid that. Anyway, we are now back in 1 second into summer. So our mines, for example, could work without any problems. Let me just build this tractor barn. So we can check indeed if we have. So don't forget about this modify production working condition, even if, to be honest, you do have to be careful, of course, about the impact on your happiness, right? Where is yeah, here. She's super negative, so she's probably at high risk of, oh no, none. Oh yes, because we have put this here, remember? We put this one here with a chance of riot minus 250%. This one is pretty cool actually, huh? This is a good one. Until you need coffee. When you start needing a lot of coffee, that's probably gonna be a problem. But yeah, anyway, let's build this tractor barn. And then we can see, yes, 3. Maybe a fourth one if you're really lucky, but probably not. So 3 tractor barns for this one island that has 3 oil fields, right? Then there's no oil field on the second island, and then on the third island there is also 3 oil fields. But you also remember you need population, right? So we're gonna need population to work into this, and then we're gonna need to transport the oil back, or we're gonna need to the basin here for the farm here. The tractor is, it's limited for sure. It's limited. It's interesting. Yeah. So I'd love to hear in the chat. Thanks again for everybody watching. I'd love to hear from you. If you want me to continue this one tomorrow live stream, or maybe the day after, if you want me to restart again with everything we know and be even better, maybe offline or online, as you want. Love to hear about it. I do think it is getting a bit late for me today. As I said, I mean, my baby, if you want to know everything, my baby woke me up really early today and didn't let me sleep a lot last night. So I had to, I'm a bit tired. Cool abandoned mine here. But yeah, would love to hear your thoughts on what's best to see. Yeah, indeed, Anthony. I mean, a transporter pier or something like that would help on this scenario for sure. But that's also why this is difficult, right? And let's test this one. I want to test the blazing one. A control burning. Let's do a control burning. Let's see what's burning. And they don't tell me what's burning. What is burning? You guys see what's burning? I don't see anything burning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Yeah, Togi, I can definitely share. So do you want an overview of the Hacienda in the scenario or the Hacienda for the base game? Because it is actually slightly different. So please do tell me which one or both. But if you tell me, I'll tell you.
Workforce shortage.
You can see this is remember this is a warehouse, right? So we can see too many transporters. Can't see how many. And we can see one here, 2, 3, 4. From what I've read, at least in the base game, there's 4 ramps. But anyway, yes, let me do a quick recap about the Hacienda. So the Hacienda is unlocked when you have 1 obreros in the base game. In the scenario, it's unlocked from the start. You just have to rebuild it. You can only have 1 per island. You can have, if you have 10 islands, you can have 10, but it's 1 per island. The Hacienda is basically a warehouse plus a palace plus some sort of dockland. Why? Well, first of all, as I said, it is a warehouse. You can see how many goods you have. There is 4 ramps, so you can deliver goods there. You can pick up goods there. That's what it is. This is also a palace because you can choose policies. In the scenario, you have 3 policies here. The first one, decrease your happiness by a lot. So you have to be careful about that. But it does reduce needs too. Versus those 2, they increase your happiness So that's pretty cool, because you can also, for example, use working conditions and still, you know, have this happiness bonus. They also reduce some needs. For example, this one 50% for coffee and tortillas, but they increase needs of others. So for example, this one increases rum by a lot, and this one coffee by a lot. So you need to be careful, I think, which one to use. You can also use no policies at all if you want. In the base game with DLC 10, you also get policies. You get 5 of these. They're a bit different. I actually do have a video on my channel showing all of them. Let me just post that video in the chat. Give me a second, because that way you can watch it later, just after. It's a good recap of the Hacienda and of everything else that you have in the DLC. I'm not trying to, you know, tell you to watch another video, but I do think it shows everything in a short time, what you can find there. Anyway, posting it now. And then lastly, I said this is also a bit of Dockland. Why is it a bit of Dockland? Because what Dockland does is it can give you resources without producing them, right? Like you don't need the fertilities, you don't need the buildings to produce, you just exchange the resources against other, right? That's what Dockland does. And the Hacienda sort of does something similar, where you don't need, in the range of the Hacienda, you don't need fertilities anymore. You have modules here, including farms, where you can build, you know, those farms and not care about fertilities. On top of that, those farms have also a lower number of modules. If you look here, for example, for corn, this is only 100 modules versus a normal corn is 168. The number is slightly different in the base game. I think it's 1898 or something like this, but it's also a lot lower. So it will obviously save you a lot of space. You know, you can put a lot less. You can put a lot more farms, into the same space. Hi Dub, we're just doing a recap on the Hacienda, both in the scenario and in the base game. So as I said, you know, it will enable you to produce now goods without fertilities, including goods that are not even from the New World, right? Like the potatoes or the grain. This is not something for the New World, and you now in the base game you can make them in the New World, or you can you know, of course, still make them in the old world. There is a few other modules that you can do in the Hacienda. The first two are jornaleros and obrero quarters, which in my opinion, and I know we've discussed it a bit earlier in the stream, are not that interesting. Why? They take slightly more space. They're 4 by 4, right? Versus a normal house is 3 by 3, right? So you're talking about, you know, definitely more space, not double, but almost. And you only double the population, right? You're talking about 20 instead of 10. That is good, of course, you double the population, but you also double the needs. You know, you need twice as much as tortillas, and on top of that, you need new goods. So you need schnapps and hot sauce for this one, and for the obrera is even more. So you need twice for the same goods, and on top of that, new goods, which means that of course you need to take even more space to create those productions, right? To create the schnapps and to create the hot sauce, you're gonna need more space, which means that basically it's not worth it. You know, it will just take you more space than if you just had 2 of these. That's my current assessment, both for the scenario and for the base game. It's also worth noting another reason why those jornaleros quarters are not that great is you can't upgrade them. You know, these jornaleros, you can't upgrade them into obreros. If you want obreros, you have to build these ones. And this is not so important in the base game, because in the base game you can probably just demolish it and just rebuild the new one. But it is important in the scenario, because in the scenario you obviously know that we are very limited in terms of resources, right? So to have to delete it and then rebuild, this is a lot of resources lost. And then you also can build storeroom, both in the base game and in the scenario, which is basically the same thing as your depots, but on land. You know, they increase the capacity for your island. This one is actually looking quite small. In the base game, it was definitely bigger, but increasing, you know, capacity by 75 for this one. And then lastly, for the scenario, you can also have a brewery, which is a multi-factory you know, where you can change which one of those things you do. But again, I'm not really, especially for the scenario, I'm not really clear on why this is super interesting. Apart from the fact that this is the only place where you can make schnapps. Right, this is the only place where you can make schnapps and beer and hot sauce. But for rum, you know, we can also make it the normal way, and it actually costs you less money. Now, before I continue a bit more with the next point about the Hacienda, just looking at your question, Dominique, how do you get more money per same area with those new houses? We can check a bit where this one is giving us 37, this one is giving us 15. But once again, this one is taking more space, right? In particular, because this will require more space for the productions. It does seem to be bringing in more money per habitant, right? Because, oh wait, that's why. Oh, it's because I don't have a market. Okay. Yeah, that's I mean, I still have to do detailed calculations, Dominique, right, to see exactly, but it definitely doesn't seem like a huge increase in terms of, you know, density of population and all of this. But for sure, you know, they are quite cool. It's a good design. They bring, and the way Taka mentioned it a couple of days, I think is very right, is, you know, they bring agency, meaning they give you different choices for, especially for beauty builders, also a bit for, you know, what I would call the casual player, the player who just wants to have a bit of fun and is not fully trying to optimize everything. That brings you different options. Let's actually also have a quick look again in first-person mode to see those new buildings. Oh, and there's, I mean, I'm sorry, it's not time for Christmas, guy. It's not time. Oh, why do I have a Christmas cake quest? But yeah, let's look at the Hacienda. You can even go inside it, so we should definitely go inside it. Here, let's have a quick look inside. Maybe there's actually even some presents there. Let's take them. Thank you. So yeah, of course, the first person mode is not the most amazing, beautiful graphics, but that's where you can also see a bit the variety of those houses. They are definitely different. So the other big thing about the Hacienda, where's my Hacienda? Sorry. The other thing that's big is there is a radius, and you can only build those buildings I mentioned here, you know, the quarters and the farms and that brewery in that radius. you can see that radius here at the bottom. It now says 65, which is quite a lot, as you can see, right? We can cover basically this whole piece here. And this increase with population. This is now the maximum for the scenario. Actually, this is even bigger than the range you can get in the base game. And this is linked to the population that you have on your island. If you have, only 200, you get a very small radius. If you get to 400, you get a bit more, 600 a bit more. And I think the maximum is when you get to 1,000. When you get to 1,000 inhabitants, you get that maximum radius. You also do get a bit of attractiveness, which is not so important in the scenario, but is a bit more important in the base game, because in the base game, you remember I said there's 5 policies, and some of the policies are unlocked when you get to sufficient number of attractiveness. So having this small boost here does help here. So yeah, that's the quick recap about especially the Hacienda here in in this. Do you want me to also load quickly another base game so that we look at the Hacienda in the base game in the new world? Otherwise, any other questions before maybe we take a break with this stream? But I really love all of the comments. Thank you all for joining today. I think that's been a great time. We've also seen the first 2 ever super chats for the channel with Anno1800 and Dominic. So Anno1800 got the island named after him, and Dominic got the first ship. Can we also, actually I should check that. Yeah, let's check what other we can build. So you can build some schooners and some clippers, not another impressive ship of the line that Dominic has. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me just load super quickly. Save that for 1 second. Let me just load super quickly the base game, but we won't look at it too much. It's just for me to show you how it looks, some of the buildings that you can get, including the fertilizer. If you haven't heard, fertilizer is definitely the other big new thing with this DLC, where all of your farms in the new world but also elsewhere can now be fertilized. It's sort of a bit like the silos and the tractors, but on top of that. So that's obviously increasing the productivity that you can have for one farm. The one thing though is you do need to make the fertilizer, and it's not that easy. I'll show you just now. Don't hesitate to also share in the chat what would be best tomorrow if you want to have a bit more of tips and tricks about this new DLC, if you want to continue the scenario altogether, restart it from scratch, or continue this one. Keen to hear your thoughts. This will load pretty quickly, hopefully. And obviously, I'm pretty sure we won't get the gold medal just continuing the scenario as we've been doing, especially because I basically started talking for the last 15 minutes or so, right, without replaying it. But we can definitely continue it, maybe learn everything there is to learn about it. And then the next day, I can restart it and show you the gold medal easy. Easy peasy, as we say. Yeah, thanks as well, and Togi, for sharing. Probably do around the same time. And yeah, thinking of taking a break just after I can. Maybe let's continue for 5-10 more minutes in the base game to see some of this new Hacienda and fertilizer stuff, and then take a break, I think. Obviously, because we're live, this is taking forever to load. This is always, that's the thing that always happens, right? When you want something to be quick, it's never quick. But yeah, that's, thanks for waiting while it's loading. I'm also keen to hear all of your thoughts about the other 2 DLC of the season, if you're very excited by them, or which one you're excited by, or if you have questions about them, if you haven't heard what's in it, don't hesitate to tell me. I can share what I know at least. And let's set sails. Okay, so like we were saying earlier today, every time you launch one of your save, it will ask you if you want to include it. I definitely want to include it. Let's say yes. Not gonna show you this island. This is an island I'm working on right now, but you can see it's a bit crazy. But yeah, we won't go into too much detail there. Let's move to the new world, and let's look at an island. I had prepared a bit for that. Where is it? Not this one. Which one was it? Damn it. Similarly, anytime you are looking for something specific, you don't find it. I want to look at that. Yeah. Where is my dung island? Here, this one. Okay. So let's go into this one. And the reason I prepared it is I just wanted to make sure I had some alpaca farms, because that's going to be important for the dung. But yeah, let's go into, actually I'm not sure where, yeah, the Hacienda, you can see it here, into city. If you're into progress, you can see it at Obreros level over here. You can click on it, you'll see there is a number of ornaments, 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, so that hasn't changed since the previous stream. So 11 smaller ornaments, maybe next time we can look at them, but the Hacienda is more important. This is the same building that we've seen, and as you can see, you can only build 1 per island. Then the Hacienda, and we said, there is those policies. The Hacienda opens its gates. There's no quest, there's no quest like this, but there is a tutorial I'll show you just now. We have those 5 policies. You do need some attractiveness to unlock the biggest one, which is, in my opinion, probably the most interesting one. But again, the video I posted in the chat just a few minutes ago will show you all of this detail. And you can see this is the maximum radius in the base game. It's 40, not 65. And if I go into an island that has nothing, I think there's nothing on this island, right? Yeah, there's nothing on this island. You'll see the radius is a lot smaller, right? This is basically nothing. This is 15. Especially with all of the rivers and things like this, this will be quite a challenge. But yeah, we have a Hacienda here. It does need to be connected by a road, which can be either your normal road or can be an Hacienda road, which you can see here. This is the equivalent of the normal dirt road, and this is the equivalent of the of this one, the paved road. So you can, oops, that doesn't work that well. Wait, okay. Or maybe it needs to be first connected by a road. So let's do that. And then you can use them. Maybe it seems, yeah. So now you can use them as roads. And you know, as I said earlier, obviously all of those things like the quarters, lunar quarters needs to be built inside. If you build them outside, you will have a big problem, which is that you won't get this basic need here, which means the thing is not working at all. So you need to put them inside. There is also, as we said, the storeroom, the farm, where you can produce sugarcane, corn, coffee, caoutchouc, cocoa, potatoes, spice, and grain. There is also the brewery, which is the same things we saw in the scenarios. And on top of that, this is for the fertilizer. It's called the fertilizer works. And you can see it is a 5-minute production time. Everybody, everywhere, from Taka to whoever you want, is saying this is probably wrong, this is probably bugged. But anyway, this is the way it is for now. Let me show you what it actually does. What it does is if you put it, you see it also has a radius, right? And it needs once again to be put into the radius of the Hacienda. If I put it here, it is not working. It says outside Hacienda range. It's not working. But if I do put it inside the Hacienda range here, and we click on it, you will see now that the animal farms around here are all bluish because they are now all getting or starting to produce dung, which is a very beautiful icon, right? And I hope you all understand, even with my accent, what this is. I won't repeat it, but when you click on all of these, you can see they are producing it at the rate of 1 out of 3. So this is very linked to your productivity, right? If your productivity is super high, you're gonna produce a lot of this. If your productivity is low, for example, if you're full, like I'm almost here full, this won't produce, and therefore you won't produce any dung. But then when this is produced, obviously this will come into this, right? This will start to be delivered into this this production chain, and with 5 minutes you will start to produce some fertilizer. So it's huge. It's huge. You know, this is really gonna take a long time to produce a lot, because it's not linked to how many you have, right? It's just 5 minutes, that's it. So really not, you know, I think there's a problem with how long that production time is. The latest I've seen from Oli, to be precise, the Ubisoft manager, community manager, is that they're planning to look at this and discuss with the design team next week, and maybe do a patch, you know, a very quick patch to change that, because honestly that's probably something very easy to change. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a mod that's gonna be, you know, launched tomorrow or the day after that will change it, but it'd be good to change it in the base game, because that seems just very strange. To me, it should either be a lot quicker by default, or it should be linked to how many farms you have, right? That would make a lot more sense. And then when you have this fertilizer here, you know, you can use this fertilizer on any of your farms, including, I'm pretty sure, the Hacienda farms. So let's test that. Here it is, one farm. We need to select a crop. Let's take potatoes to show you that, you know, you can definitely do those old world things, even when you don't have the fertility here. And you can see, this is 64 actually. So really not a lot versus the 100 plus that's base. You can still have your tractor barn, which does need to be next to it. And then you can click here to have a fertilizer silo. And this one also needs to be next to it. And it does also need a road, because it's going to come from the warehouse, come into this, and then, start working. Similar to your normal silos, it increases the productivity by 100%. It also creates, potatoes or whatever you're producing as an extra good every 3 cycles. That's pretty cool, And again, you can use them everywhere. Let's go, for example, into my cape and to this island here, where maybe we'll just destroy one. Let me see, destroy this one, some space, so that we can see we can put a fertilizer silo here, and this will also work. Of course, that does mean you need to bring this fertilizer from the new world to this island here in the Cape before it can be used, right? So it's not as if I can just do it here, because the only place where you can build or you can make fertilizer is in the Hacienda radius, and I can't put an Hacienda here. Hopefully that's been clear. So yeah, that's the overview of the Hacienda in the new world, in the base game. Any questions here?
The people celebrate your leadership.
About any of these? If not, as I said, maybe I will take a break and continue tomorrow. Thanks a lot everyone for watching. It's been really great to have so many of you watching and commenting, asking questions, sharing your thoughts. Also, thanks again Dominic and No Meaning for the super chats. Really appreciated. Of course, don't hesitate to also share comments later on the video itself. The video will be on YouTube, right, on my channel. So don't hesitate to, if you've missed part of it, to check that later. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Azreda also for being awake so late. And everybody else. I don't know where you all are, but yeah, really appreciated.